If you like watching Marvel and Resident Evil, then you will definitely like. This movie is an apocalyptic sci-fi masterpiece. 2025, with the participation of Mila Jovovich. A story about a lost land, where a witch helps the queen make her wish. The same adventurous wandering hunter. On the journey, they are faced with wild animals and the pursuit of the enemy. But heard rumors, AI-made wishes will pay dearly. The world is on fire. Only a few people survived. In this harsh end of the world, you can ask a witch to make you wish. She bartered for the item they wanted. But this is against the cardinal's rule. She gave orders to all the congregation members, hanging Gray to protect the soldier's faith. The title of powerful witch is not a vanity. When Gray was led up to the BA mount, look at the soldier next to you. He was immediately swapped with Gray. He easily cuts the rope. Then I realized I'd been hit by Gray's magic. Accidentally helped her escape. The soldier rushed in to attack, but the illusion hasn't dissolved. He fell unconscious. The cardinal was angry. He killed him in pursuit. Gray, unfathomable, virtual transformation. Each soldier was killed. The owner panicked. Ray counterattacked, hanged the angry cardinal himself. She swore to follow Ray at all costs. In the middle of the sea of flames, casually walking through the crowd, a soldier who dared to stop. As a legend in the hearts of believers. Her fame echoed through the abyss. Now a wandering hunter appeared. But he was surrounded by bandits. One tried to use his gun, but was bitten by a snake on the barrel of a gun. Calm before the ambush, he pulled out 2 guns and easily knocked them out. The poison hunter is also his weapon. Like a pair of 2-headed snakes that have never been defeated. Gray's real age is older than this old man. He had heard of Gray's fame from a young age. He's old now. But the witch is young and beautiful. Suddenly, the queen has come to you. They say you only need to pay enough gold. Ray can make any wish. The queen wants a black color. To turn into a wolf possessing tremendous power. Give Gray a bag of gold. Even if there is no darkness, she promised she finds someone to wake her up. To the full moon day, she'll give that power to the queen. Only 6 days left. They have to go to the Lost Land. It's the only place the queen needs. Captain Jess of the Queen has a wish. He gave out the heirloom gold watch. Ray refused to help the queen. Despite the suspicion of Jess via Gray's conspiracy, she took the watch and agreed. Gray swinging hands, using prophecy magic, shows an army moving in the Lost Land. Wolves appear to destroy the team. Waking up is easy to detect. The queen of the outside. But it's actually cruel. She saw the bedridden spirit master and she cursed the lazy pig. Excess living. There is no courage. But surprise is even more cruel. The queen had an affair with him. But that's very true of his style. The king's guards are not of the same class. Where the hunter came from, I don't know. The niche hunter are a sip of 82 zogut. 2 soldiers immediately. A circus in front of him. You can see this guy's got a bit of a knack, too. Even his reputation has reached high. Gray, want to hire hunters for high prices to work for witches. But with an inherent arrogance, if you want to play cards first, Gray showed the hunter the possibility. The witch's song. He looked at his hand with a confident expression. Hands out all the savings. Ray is no less, but when you turn, he tasted the feeling of white hands. The empty bag has no money. Dreams melt into clouds of smoke. I have to go to work. I'm expensive. I have a name. I know most of my wealth is mine. White hand end. Let's not talk about the hunter's sadness. Ray wants to go with him to the Lost Land. Even though he often goes there. But it's not a place for everyone. No laws, no rules of nature. There's even wild animals. But, as a witch, Gray is confident of being able to protect himself, so the hunters are kind of reassured. Gray tells the hunter the main purpose of the trip. The man who woke up was named Sam, in a place called the River of the Dead. But no one has ever returned from the River of the Dead. To discourage hunters, there is also a reason for greed. He's seen the clock all his life. It's a gold watch. Ray was silent about this. After arriving at the designated location, will include gold watches and money in the reward. Suddenly, the speakerman discovered that 2 people avoided the shot. The hunter threw out a 2-headed snake that attacked the pursuer. The soldier, wrapped in a snake, panicked. Soldier, keep, with the thought that it's not my hand anyway. / a fellow rescuer. The soldier cried bitterly, thank you, brother. The ferocious poisonous snake. In the hands of priestesses, just like toys, it shows the power difference between the two. Finally, you 2 are on your way. To the Lost Land. The church is the ruler of this area. He's the leader of a congregation that has thousands of followers. Unruly in the apocalyptic world. But now, believers began to suspect beliefs of the congregation. Just because the witch didn't die The leader's power is shaken. To restore supremacy, he was determined to kill a witch. He caught an old man and out of his mouth. He knew the queen's appearance and grace. Makes him want to know more. What does the queen have in mind? On the way, Gray repaired the weapon. The hunter's never before defeated venomous snake. It's time to change. But the toxicity didn't satisfy him. That night when Gray slept, the hunter tried to assassinate his master, but was discovered immediately. Turns out he's imbued with the spirit of employment. A stab of a knife kills the venomous snake. Gray startled. I thought this guy wanted to poison me. There are only 5 days until the full moon. They had to go west from the city down the mountain, through 8 new areas to reach the River of the Dead. Now, you two, go to the trading station, a woman from the inside out. Stop them with a gun. But that was Mara's joke. She is Rose's sister and a longtime friend of the hunter. Maybe because they're both free. Mara saw the woman next to the hunter and became jealous. Bite a bite. That confused Gray. After the introduction, Rose invites you to the River of the Dead. At least another week, 200 hours, 5 minutes, 21 seconds, time is clearly not enough. The hunter has a proposal. It's possible to go through a mountain rail tunnel. It's a little dangerous though, but at least 2 days of road savings. Suddenly, Mala whispered. He said he would give the hunter a gift. The old man rejoiced. It's been a long time since I saw the end of a minute. I knew Mala was lonely in the wilderness. Normally, I hardly see men. My first date with the hunter was a year ago. Mala doesn't know how many years to wait next time, but the Russian grave says, the land of 7 does not seem so dangerous. The mask is also free. Don't let Mala suffer that the hunter walks like the wind. I left nothing. I told Mala a story. Once upon a time, there was a boy who was orphaned, wandering in the lonely darkness, struggling with the robbers cunning night and night to avoid wild animals. Then the boy became a man. Doomsday circumstances, it made his heart cold too. They are afraid of loss and do not dare to face their loved ones. Then I understood the main character of the story. It's the hunter who lives alone. The consolation is that even if the end is peaceful, and in a foreign land, there's someone who reminds me. There are 4 days until the full moon. The two of you left with goodbye eyes on your way. They're getting closer and closer to the lost land. Crows flying on carcasses. A train that runs through Bunkai. The fortress is ready. The train is full of people catching witches. It turns out that this congregation is not independent. Leaders and followers are loyal to the Lord. Because the Lord did not give orders, the captain let the ship run. The queen came to question. But the throne, no king, lost power. The queen is unsettled. Silver status is not enough for the leader to obey orders. The leader was determined to catch the witch. People are unsettled. The risk of rebellion the leader is difficult to obey. And there are rumors. Rumors. A rumor that cannot be believed in the unfaithful CAI. When evil meets evil. Now the leader knows the queen's venomous side. Her plot to usurp the throne. It's probably gone, even if you don't take useless action, but the leader had the excuse, which is to resist the queen's orders. From there, the queen is an accomplice to witchcraft. Secretly instigated followers to break off with the queen. But you don't want to betray the queen. The leader also showed his face. Except for the queen. Take your place as a lord. So the merchant brothers were unlucky. Rose was brutally tortured. Mala also loves to be full of herself. The priest leads the believers. Rose still refused to talk about the witch. Sai's subordinates tortured Rose with iron. Mala couldn't bear to look at you in pain. Tell me where the witch is. But the priestess ordered the trading station to be burned down. Just blame the evil congregation raging. 3 days until the full moon. The land of 7 is lost. Only the hunter is born like a tree. Not easy. It's called the Great Hunting Valley from the front. There's almost no way through. But it doesn't make it difficult for native hunters. There's a way to go. I can't believe there's an old friend of the hunter. You only need to pay 1 silver. We'll take them across the valley by sharp cable cars. I can't see you forever. The hunter came in. It's amazing not to meet the body that's become a cold skeleton. Was ambushed by the priestess with his actions. The hunter's gaze was clear in his eyes. Ray doesn't hide anymore. He even bought a pair of sunglasses. Not to be beautiful, it's to resist the witch's magic. The priest gives you 2 choices, to hunt or to deliver, or die, but the soul of the hired man is deeply entrenched. You have not received, let the good woman Margaret be held hostage. And force hunters to drop their weapons. Really use all the tricks. What kind of god is this? In the end, it's just a false god. The hunter was furious to the fiery. I saw my family hanging from the top of the car. His heart hurts like a cut, but the priestess in front of the hunter shot a bullet through Tim Marrow. The battle immediately broke out. Gray rushed out and knocked one out. The 2 men coordinate to launch a violent revenge. But in the ship there are still countless believers rushing Ra. While Gray fought, the priestess was well protected. The guards barged in to block her. It's been brainwashed to the extreme. Too many quantity. You two can't fight. Revenge 15 is not too late. Hold on a little bit. The calm ocean waves. 2 people who were not shot stood up. Believers chase close to the button. They run up the cable car. Hunter one-shot VA touch trigger slings. But there are still people dancing. These crazy people won't let go. I'd rather die in the canyon. You have to show the same grit as Sam. Jump shirt onto the suspended cable between the middle stitch. Ray and the hunters fight. Give them a good fight. Some were immediately beaten. Some people experienced bungee under bullets. But they all went away happily. A look back on the lives of the pursuers. They're just dogs thrown away by the cult. A dog must have the spirit of a dog. Swear to protect the owner. Take them to God. Over, there are so many people who can't compete with you. The 7 signs of failure are clear. The angry priestess tried to cut the cable to kill the plague. A rope breaks suddenly. Makes the slings unbalanced. The rail uses 2 blades to hook the wire. Hanging in the air. The hunter also pushed the last enemy into the abyss. The cable car rumbling down from above. The situation is in danger. One mistake is to break the bones. Look at the rope that's about to break. 2 people take each rope climb. Ray is luckier. Hunters aren't as lucky as just getting on top of their cars. The cable broke again. In a split second, he clings to the cliff. I almost lost my life. And Ray got up. A decent woman is about to show off her shooting skills. The target is in front of you. But still, 1 step slow she aimed. A bullet hit the hunter's hand. Then there's Gray's power. Gray was angry from such a distance that the priestess was struck by magic again. I woke up and saw the 2 people who had escaped. But the priestess didn't give up, determined to chase to the horizon. That night, the 2 paused to rest with Gray's life saved. Hunters don't know what to pay back. You can only pay the rent back. Really hard class out. Take out the bullet in your arm. As he glides away, Gray stitched up the wound, like he said. Stay away from people for fear of losing them. But that day still comes. The poor Mariam brothers lost their lives. The hunters decided to make them pay. 2 days until the full moon. The queen was examined by her midwife. I found out there was pregnant. Certainly not the Lord's. It must be the result of the hunter's love affair. And Peach Blossom. We have heir. The queen said it was not your intervention. Before that, she was just a normal girl. Now she's a person she hates herself. He used a pillow to assassinate the Lord. Full of revenge for hatred. Maybe her ex... He wasn't a good person before. Sometime later, they went to the lonely field. In the central part of the lost land. This place used to be a big place. The arid climate brings a scary sense of melancholy. The priest is about to be sent away. Even if you're fast, you can't get through the train. Not to be caught up. They only have one way to cross this place. But that's not in the plan. It's a shorter path, but it's a bigger risk. For at night there will be wild animals roaming the mountains. But there's no choice. They have no way back. It's late at night. 2 people go to an abandoned nuclear power plant. Hide and prepare to light a fire around. To prevent wild animals from attacking. Fortunately, there's an unused oil tank here. It's oil everywhere. The sun is about to set. Even though it was abandoned, but the power and lights are still working. A giant cooling tower threatened by the lights. You are also ready? They're here. The hunter threw the lighter when the animal came. Make sure you don't waste fuel. Stop the animals outside. At the same time, many other animals also came. It's scary that things like zombies have minds. They put iron on the ring of fire. It's easy to get in. I can't believe the hunters shot through the barrels. If you want to enter, go to heaven. In a critical situation, the ray hurled an iron rod through it. He saved a worker's life, but was pierced by the iron bar still alive. For Gray throwing knives, them oil barrels. Oil barrels explode violently, but it's all figured out. As if they were just the wrong hands. They jumped down from above and approached the 2 people below. It's also called Gray. See if the 2 of you meet before your eyes. It's using magic to stop him. He hasn't completely lost consciousness. Order the juniors to raid the endangered Ray. He called the hunter to cover the back. It's a fire that burns everything. The evil fire is like a tornado, spilling out of the cooling tower that lit up the entire area. It makes the animals go wild. The battle of death is finally over. In the fire just now, hunters can't feel the temperature. Turns out it's not real fire. It's a kind of energy that burns evil. Before, when Gray came here looking for treasure, meet a man. He prayed for unmatched strength. Ray helped him. But this horrible toxic field, he swallowed them and turned them into monsters. That's the one who prayed to Gray in the old days. There's only one day until the full moon. The priest also found traces of the witch. It opens up a new pursuit. The king also claimed that the old king had died. The new king is the new king. The child in the queen's womb. The queen has inherited. The leader no longer dared to plot use. The disobedient. Forced to surrender, surely the hunter did not expect. Sleeping asleep became the crown prince. Wearing 2 rebel actors. The Lord is not against the queen. In silence, he offered his best wishes to the Lord. The end of this sword is not as timely. Start a flattering play on each other. 2 people pretending to be humble. Your mouth is sweet but full of knives. Your faithful servant. Always. Dirty war usurped the city throne. Have you seen this leader? They are quietly plotting to harm the queen. I want to catch the witch quickly. The witch has a relationship with the queen and killed both the witch and the queen at the same time. He's a deep-seated villain. You've come to the land of fire. You just need to cross this place to the Hawk Oak Skull. You can fight Sand. Gray doesn't want the hunters to go. Ben took out the gold watch and paid him. But hunters are hard-nosed. I can't wait for Gray to face it alone. I want to get you out of here. From hunter to It's not that simple. That's why he has to fulfill someone else's wish. It's because of the curse. To be honest, this guy doesn't seem so reliable. He was the father of the baby and became a lover. I haven't been in a long time with a witch. That's a polygamous lover. The full moon has come. The queen is about to make her wish. Her childhood friend was also a delinquent. Love of the wolf. By the queen. Sometimes still luring GIS with some tricks. Not long after, they were walking in the tunnel. Suddenly, Ray felt the missus coming. You have a plan. The train is coming at a tremendous speed. Priestess finds Ray standing motionless. Make her happy. Your car is in the sky. She orders the train to speed up. It's going faster than the rail, and it's going forward. Just got out of the tunnel, the priestess is still gloating. The train made her die. Turns out the tracks are intact. It's an illusion created by a witch. I want to break now. It's late. Gray jumps in. The train plunged into the abyss. Successful plan. A priestess with a wicked heart is buried here. The leader loses the last card. He's going to risk his life. But the plot was uncovered by the queen. He has now destroyed all his followers. Disgruntled, he tried to drag others along. But it's out of the way. Along the way, the professor finished him immediately. The two of them went to the Hawk Oak Skull. In a place of darkness and mystery, the skeletons here are Sand's booty. The warning wants to pass. Leave your life for a while. Sand did not appear. Detect traces of people outside Sand. No other I don't know where he's going. But on a full moon he will return. I don't want the queen to have wolf power. Because he has his own agenda for her. The queen is also a mess. Everything is as tangled as chives. Silver nail Ray. But it sounds useless. All the warriors who used silver weapons were defeated. Now their bones are in a cloud of smoke. The hunter can turn his head in time. But Gray had no choice. Surprise, instead, there is no wolf called SA. Because the wolf is a hunter. That's why he tried to stop it. Ray feels cheated. It's not the end. They expect the full moon to rise. Once a wolf, hunters will begin to suffer greatly. The soul is burning. Blood boiling, hysteria, inevitable battle. Ray threw the gold watch. This guy didn't cooperate. The attack didn't work. He was thrown off immediately and Ray was forced to move. Just look the enemy in the eye. Any creature is magical. No matter what species, I can't escape his magic. He turned out to be a flock of crows rushing towards him. The crows turned into a giant crow. The two sides struggle for power. Sorry, this is magic. The hunter missed. I woke up and realized Gray had stabbed us. Meiji weapons. It's possible that some of his blood vessels, causing hunters to temporarily lose their ability to resist. Gray immediately seized the opportunity to counterattack. 2 silver blades cleaned his stomach. Hunters, 7 matches in the human skull canyon while the full moon is hidden. He recovered from serious injury. It's hard for him to stand up. In fact, there is no hatred between them. Just the same kind of people. Hunters are also haunted by a curse. Finished talking, he fainted and woke up to find himself in tight chains. Can't escape. The hunter doesn't understand why he did it. Not kill and tie up. Maybe the hired hunters are too smug. Gray's purpose was to hire him, is to take the transformative power. If you two hadn't been cursed, you'd be good friends. But what's more surprising is that it's arranged. Once Gray deploys advanced, he saw that the wolf was the hunter. It's not that he cheated on the hunter. That's why I hired him. I know the battle is inevitable. He sealed the silver coin into the hunter's body. This greatly weakened his power. Ray decided to take the power of illusionism. They were stopped by hunters. If you can't refuse the wishes of others, he also has a wish to be with him. Hunting together, let's fight so we're no longer alone. Ray agreed, but he had to pay. What? Leave and drag along the harem. That's a genius. At the right time to act, the dark clouds are coming. The hunter felt his veins boil again. Turned into a wolf. He didn't hesitate to stab his chest. Finally gaining the illusion when the sun rises. The old man went and buried the hunter. And pay back the wages. His wish was to take him to the grave. Rails are back on the road. To bring the illusion back to the queen, he came to the fort. The people who saw the witch appear cheered. As if he had become a believer. They dare to resist. I use witchcraft to bring down 2 totalitarian forces. He met Jess and handed out the wolf. Just before the full moon is over, the queen put her blood on the wolf's skin. There will be a wolf. The hunters paid a heavy price. Because Gray didn't do what Jess wanted. make him dissatisfied. In fact, the wish that has come is just another way. The rest of the queen has achieved her goal. The queen's father is a wolf. Rest wants to capture the queen. Of course I want this result. An outcome that doesn't need to be self-contained but still destroy the enemy from the egg. So he brought the wolf skin in front of the queen. I know it's the one I love. The queen put it on. Jesse is still happy. The queen is keeping an eye on you. He assured her that he was doing it to protect her. But the queen was furious. Put all the blame on him. Blame him for touching the child's father. Although very sad, but sorry, I laughed. Jesse was killed by the queen. And then a sim reached the world as, I can't understand it even to death. What is a dedicated bow and white hand? Don't ask me why I know that. This time, the hunter's dream of taking the queen away was also shattered. He completely lost the will to fight. The witches chanted the title of witch. 2 caves of blood rushed into the palace, taking the opportunity to launch a counterattack. I was crying and saw the well collapse. Soon carried the sadness to the horizon. Fear of running away. Ray knew this was going to happen from the beginning. The sheep must come from you. This is the result of taking the wolfskin itself. I wish I could go back to the hunter. The hunters are back, but he's outraged that Gray killed him. And he also knows the relationship between the hunter and the queen. The queen wanted to escape with him, but hunters think they're not on the same level. The queen went to Gray to wish to be a fellow wolf with him. That means Gray has figured it out. And constantly warning people, wishes always come at a price. But no one would listen. The angry hunter still wanted to kill Gray. The 2 sides are entangled. You can say that fighting is familiar. At the end of the movie, they become good friends. End of Solitude, even if the film is not appreciated. But I find it extremely attractive. Solid plot structure. The performance of the 2 main actors, probably due to the mention of multiple-angle doomsday. The same religious issue. Political background has not been fully exploited. But it's coherent. The most important movie is the message. The kingdom was destroyed by civil war. Germ of sin. It comes from deep greed. Selfish desire to destroy the kingdom. It's not that the queen is so defamed. She's like a mirror, reflecting the misery of the blind. Suffer from toxic environment, and the king hounds distort the mind. Can be as good as the wounded. Carrying turtles to destroy the Great Wall. Self-destruction is light. The unfaithful, the ungodly, the enchanted pagans. Sooner or later, death. Excellently built hunter character. Correct promiscuity of fish farming boys. There's a little bit of humor, but it's the illustration of illusory dreams. And the lesson is that only labor creates value. If you have to summarize the disaster movie, double-sided greed. The evil man's love of iron breaks the morality of the penitential life. Illusions like the moon at the bottom of the water.